I know lots of you think like this is not really like a babysitting story. This is something like a killer clown story, but trust me, this is definitely a babysitting story. So I had to take care of my little cousin because his parents are going out. I couldn't tell where they were going, but they had to go somewhere. So they thought I was brave enough or old enough to take care of my little cousin. So yeah, we did a lot of things. We played board games, video games, and a lot of stuff. And yep. So yeah, I was thinking I was having a great time. My little cousin was fun to play with. He was basically the one deciding to do what he wants to do. Because I never wanted to pick, because I don't know what to pick out of video game, board games, or anything. So that's when I looked at the window and saw on the other side of the street one of those killer clowns. And that's when I started to get freaked out. But where I live is basically, yeah, killer clowns are roaming around, but basically they haven't even attacked or killed anyone. But this night could have been the night that there could have been a chance to kill people, which could have been us, even my little cousin, well, my young cousin, whatever. So I told my little cousin thing that maybe not to look at the window so he doesn't have to get freaked out by looking at that clown on the other side of the street. He was basically holding a machete, which I probably think he won't use on anything. So I told him not to look at the window so he doesn't have to get freaked out. So he actually listened to me, and he said he'd actually never looked at the window. So about 2 hours later, I saw him looking at the window. I told him, "Stop looking at the window," and he said, "What?" And that's when he said, "What? There's no one out there." And that's when I started to get freaked out. Like, what if he's like sneaking into someone's house in like one of the streets? Like, I was worried that it could have been our house, and like he could like kidnap my little cousin that I had to take care of. And that's when I heard like weird sounds coming from like the bushes outside. So I told my little cousin to stay here. And I grabbed the flashlight and said basically the words, "Hello, anybody there?" I didn't see anybody, and that's when in the bushes, when I checked the bushes, because that's basically what I heard, I saw a red wig in the bushes. I never saw her face, but I did see the red wig of basically of a clown mask or a clown. And that's when I started to think of the clown on the other side of the street. That's when I 1,000% for sure to say that was the clown. When he got up, that was the exact same clown, holding a machete, and he looked exactly like it, just standing there, looking at me. That's when he started to move very slowly. So I quickly went to my little cousin and told him I told him to call the cops. Even though he's really young to call the cops, he doesn't really know how to. Like, maybe he doesn't really know how to call the cops because he never called the cops in his whole life. I told him to do it anyways because I want to see how we can do it and make sure we don't get killed by the killer clown. And that's when I saw him stare. That's when I saw him about to enter the house. So I told him to call. I told my little cousin of the police answering, and he said yes. I'm talking to them right now. And that's when he entered the house, when I didn't even see him opening the door. I told him, "Quickly, tell them to come." So I just smashed the phone off his hands, and he said, "Hey." So that's when I showed him that there was a killer clown entering the house, and we quickly went upstairs and hide. Hiding under the bed was my only choice, even though he would probably spot us. That's when I thought we were both going to die. That's when I heard the police sirens outside. I was confused because like how could the police arrive so quickly? But I was pretty impressed. And then that's when I probably heard the door shut, which is where the killer clown was. And we told the police all about what happened, and they told us that the killer clown ran right into the woods. I hope something like that never happens again if I'm taking care of somebody. So I had to babysit my friend's little brother. I couldn't believe it. They actually trusted me to babysit him. I know him a tiny little bit. I met him about 5 or 4 times. I can't remember. But because like my friend and his parents had to they had to go somewhere for something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So I was babysitting my friend's little brother for about and 2 hours now, and now that's when I told him if we want to have a little bit of a walk in the woods, and he actually said he didn't mind. I thought he would say oh no, I'm too scared to, but he actually was brave enough to come with me to have a little bit of a walk in the woods. So I told him to grab a flashlight, and he said yes. I'll go get one, and I got a flashlight as my own. Because I already knew, because I actually brought a flashlight just in case if he said something like, oh yeah, I want to come to the woods. So yeah, that's when we went off. So we've been walking in the woods for about 10 minutes now, and I told my friend's little brother if he wanted to head off now, maybe have some snacks or something, and he said yeah, he wanted to head off. So we turned around and went back off. It was probably just about 10 minutes away. So that's when we heard weird sounds in the woods. Basically, not me, just my friend's little brother. And he said, "Did you hear that?" And I said, "No, I didn't hear anything." So we just head off and ignored it. But then we heard it a few times. So we couldn't. And my friend's little brother couldn't stop ignoring it. He just told me, "Can we maybe run or something?" Because he was afraid that someone was out there, maybe a hunter or maybe a killer. But I don't know. But I said no because what if we did? What if I tripped over or something and got a bunch of cuts and bruises because there's sticks everywhere and stuff. So we just kept walking, and it was about a minute until that sound came back, and that's when my friend's little brother said, "Okay, come out here, come face me." And I told him to stop because he's actually just little. Why would he want to face someone? What if it's an adult or something? We kept walking, and we were about 5 minutes away from the house, and that's when we saw two men in the dark. We couldn't really see their faces, but we did see their body, legs, arms, and stuff. We saw their head, but we never saw their face. They were just so dark. So that's when we pointed the flashlight at their face, and that's when we saw them. Their face. It was a human face, but very, very ugly. They were tall. Their arms were huge. I know that kind of does sound like something like the Slender Man, but basically it wasn't. If it was, his face he would wear a black suit, and his face would be white. So definitely that's definitely not Slender Man. So yeah, sorry, I got a little bit distracted. And so yeah, that was definitely not Slender Man. It was just tall men. So we ran out of there to the woods, and then that's when my little brother started crying because he thought he was gonna die by those people. And then that's when we had heavy footsteps coming to us. So I told my friend's little brother to hurry up because we had to run really fast because they were coming. They were really coming. So that's when I accidentally said to my friend's little brother, "Hurry the fuck up." I know I said a bad word. I just really didn't want to die by him. So we kept running, and that's why we saw a light. It was basically the house, so we went that way. So we went inside quickly, and when we looked at the windows, they were there, just standing there. We didn't see their faces, which I was glad about, and yeah. And then I closed the windows, and then I put the blinds in the windows, and that's when I opened it again. They were gone. I don't know how they would disappear that so quick. Probably ran off or something. That's when my friend and his parents came home, and we told everything about it. Or we got chased by 3 men that could have killed us. Basically, they were killers. So yeah. So we called the cops, and they found a man in the woods, and they found the 3 men in the woods. And then they told us all about those men. They were basically killers. They were hunting for food and stuff in the woods. How could they be hunting for food? They'll probably be bailing nothing, and also trying to kill people who are in their way. But yeah, that's when me and my friend's little brother could have died by could have been killed by hunters or something killers in the woods. I know I could have done something like, I don't know, like trick-or-treating stories or something on Halloween or before Halloween. I don't know, I couldn't think of that in time. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed. We will see you in the next video. And make sure that you know that every week we do these. We do stories. We tell stories, yeah. So thanks for watching the Babysitting Stories, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, Chinese people.